startups companies. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq has sent a cabal of greetings to His Majesty King Sultan Abdullah bin Sultan Ahmed Shah of Malaysia on the occasion of his country's National Day. His Majesty the Sultan also sends a cabal of greetings to His Excellency President Sadr Japarov of the Republic of Kyrgyzstan on the occasion of his country's Independence Day anniversary. His Majesty sends a cabal of greetings to Her Excellency President Christine Congalo of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago on the occasion of her country's independence anniversary. Oman LNG has announced the signing of two binding term sheets agreements to supply 0.8 million metric tons per annum of LNG to Shell International Trading Middle East FZE and 0.75 million metric tons per annum of LNG to OQ Trading. More details coming up in this report.
This step comes to leverage the strategic partnership between Oman LNG and other energy firms. Based on these agreements, Shell International Trading Middle East will receive 0.8 million metric tons per annum of LNG from the company for 10 years, starting from 2025, while OQ Trading will receive 0.75 million metric tons per annum of LNG under a 4-year deal beginning in 2026. Both agreements form significant steps in the history of Oman LNG and a major milestone where they mark the completion of delivering 10.4 MT per annum and a total of 80 MT per annum over a period of 10 years. This achieves Oman LNG's goal to renew its contract beyond the year 2024 successfully in less than 12 months since the kick-off of this campaign. With the previously agreed term sheet with Shell International Trading Middle East for the offtake of another 0.8 million metric tons per year in January 2023, this additional term sheet makes Shell the biggest offtaker from Oman LNG beyond 2024. Additionally, it comes as a promising step for further collaborations with Oman's primary oil and gas trading arm, OQ Trading. The agreements are strengthened by the reputation and credibility of Oman LNG as a reliable and trusted LNG supplier around the globe, coupled with the effective management of business processes to produce clean energy delivered to customers around the world safely and reliably.
Once again, with an investment value of 9 million Omani Riyals, 40 Yusuf-Krat contracts were signed in the Wilaya of Salalah for food security and wheat production projects in the governorates of Dhafar and South Al-Batina. The Yusuf-Krats include 37 contracts for wheat cultivation projects in a Najd agricultural region on an area of 28 million square meters and 3 other contracts for tissue culture and nurseries in the Wilaya of Salalah and Barkia on a total area of 93,000 square meter. The agreements were signed by His Excellency Dr. Khalfan bin Saeed Al-Shuaili, Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, along with the investors in charge of the projects. With the aim of achieving partnership and integration in the stages of completing the structural plan for the future city of Greater Salalah, the Minister of Housing and Urban Planning in the Wilaya of Salalah organized a meeting with the representatives of a number of concerned authorities, consulting companies and investors. The meeting discussed the project's contributions to the development of rural areas in the governorate of Dhafar. The meeting discussed the growth prospects in the Dhafar governorate and the vision of Salalah as a national economic gateway for the Sultanate of Oman. It also highlighted the positive impact of the economic development of Greater Salalah on other areas in the governorate based on future estimates and the desired goals for the Dhafar governorate by the year 2040. The meeting showcased the future city project in the Salalah, which is part of an integrated and developmental strategic plan aimed at accommodating population growth and density, attracting investments, enhancing the economy, developing a comprehensive and multimodal transportational system, improving service quality, and enhancing infrastructure. The third regional meeting of the International Congress and Convention Association ICCA in the Middle East began today in Muscat. The event was presided over by His Excellency Azzan bin Qasim Al Busaidi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism for Tourism. More details coming up in this report.
To position the Sultanate of Oman on the global destinations map, thus attracting exhibitions and conferences in all their forms, the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism hosted, in collaboration with the Oman Convention and Exhibition Center, the third regional meeting of the International Congress and Convention Association ICCA in the Middle East.
ICCA as an international organization, it's one of the largest organizations, which is all the stakeholders in the worldwide in charge of the conferences in the world. They are a member in this organization, and we are really getting a lot of benefits out of that by having a lot of network, getting benefits from their data and also their training program to develop the sector within the Sultanate.
ICCA and other associations are important to attract international events and international conferences, and also meet to the region. Having us being the host this year is a privilege for us all in Oman, and puts Oman in the map of the associations and also in the conferences around the world.
Under the theme, Forging a Collective Path to a Prosperous Future, more than 120 local and regional experts, as well as eminent institutions within the field of organization and management of conventions and exhibitions, are taking part in the event to explore the untapped potential of emerging destinations and how businesses can expand their horizons and leverage the unique opportunities offered by these destinations.
Oman has been always developing its infrastructure throughout the years. I would say about last 10 years, extensively the infrastructure, the convention center, the hotels, the airport, which has contributed immensely in developing the meetings industry. And the customers across the world looking for these kind of infrastructure development, and of course most importantly the knowledge development, and Oman has been achieving that in a very gradual process. And I'm glad to say that today Oman is one of the global brand, and across the world customers are looking forward to destinations like Oman to have their meetings here.
Over 2 days, the ICCA Middle East Summit will feature inspiring examples and success stories to illustrate a forward-thinking exploration of the business landscape, where digital transformation and cybersecurity are essential components of building a robust future. Hosting such international events will promote the business event sector in the country to achieve further sustainable economic growth. Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
You're watching the Sultanate of Oman Television. Yet to come in our news bulletin. The Central Bank of Oman held a ceremony to mark the graduation of the first batch of Ta'ziz program. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. International news. Russia's defense ministry said today that its forces had successfully struck a number of Ukrainian command and intelligence targets. The statement came after the Ukrainian capital Kiev was hit overnight in the largest strike since spring, killing 2 people. Ukrainian air defenses shot down all 28 incoming missiles, 15 of the 16 drones in the overnight attack, which also targeted the the Black Sea region of Odessa, said Commander-in-Chief of Ukraine's armed forces. Russia did not immediately comment on the overnight airstrike, but Moscow said it foiled a Ukrainian drone attack on Western Russia. Hurricane Italia strengthened to a Category 4 storm early today as it barreled towards northwest Florida. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said Italia is the Category 4 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson's hurricane wind scale. The weather agency said Italia could continue to strengthen before it reached the Big Bend coast of Florida in a few hours. Back here in the Sultan, the Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology issued decisions regarding standards for establishing and operating integrated logistics stations for clearance and inspection. The decision aimed at developing integrated facilities for inspection, provide handling and storage services in accordance with the best international safety and quality standards, enforce and enhance the competitiveness of the Sultanate of Oman as a global logistic hub. The Oman Logistics Center will be responsible for organizing the establishment and operation of these stations. The Central Bank of Oman held a ceremony to mark the graduation of the first batch of Ta'ziz program. The event was presided over by His Excellency Tahir bin Salim Al Amri, the Chief Executive Officer of Central Bank of Oman. More details coming up in this report.
As part of its efforts to upskill Omani graduates and provide the banking sector with highly qualified local talents to meet the current market's requirements, the Central Bank of Oman CBO celebrated the graduation of the first batch of the Ta'ziz program.
Ta'ziz program within the Central Bank of Oman is an internship program. Basically, the aim is to equip the graduates in Oman with enough experience of 1 year and enough skills to be able to compete in the employment market. Also, the central bank benefits from the fact that it is able to evaluate the actual skills within 1 year of those graduates, and hopefully is also able to offer them a position in the bank if they are seen to be suitable. So we are very proud of the program, and today we have just celebrated the graduation of the new batch, of the first batch, and then hopefully more batches will come in the future.
The graduates went through a 1-year training internship in the specializations related to the banking sector, with the chance to explore the working environment and apply their theoretical studies in a real workplace environment.
Ta'ziz program was a great opportunity to get experience and exposure to cybersecurity and banking sector. This will help me to grow and build my future career.
The most advantage point in this program is giving the fresh graduate the ability to experience working environment. Being a part of this program is an amazing opportunity. Many thanks for those who were in charge in providing this opportunity.
The Ta'ziz program reflects CBO's commitments to empowering Omani youth and directing them towards a brighter future, in line with its new strategy and social responsibility pioneering role.
A seminar titled Measurements and Standards in Protecting Consumer Health and Safety discussed in the Governorate of North Sharqiya the importance of metrology, or the science of measurements, in protecting consumer health and safety. The seminar, which was organized by Oman Association for Consumer Protection, also addressed food control standards and the significance of testing the proficiency of food testing laboratories. His Excellency Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Abri, Wali of Ibra, presided over the seminar. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Oman LNG signs 2 agreements to supply OQ Trading and Shell International with more than 1.5 million metric tons of LNG annually starting from 2025. With an investment value of 9 million Omani Riyals, 40 Yusuf contracts are signed for food security and wheat production projects. And the third regional meeting of the International Congress and Convention Association in the Middle East discusses in Muscat the investment opportunities in the convention sector and tourism startup companies. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman Television, directed by Al-Alawi, Hussein Al-Alawi, and Chief Editor of English News, Mohammed Al-Yahmadi, and the entire news team. With myself, we thank you for joining us. Wish you a pleasant evening and good night.